Greenville or Charleston? Two of South Carolina's most talked about towns. But which one of these cities is best to live in? Well, that really depends on what you want in a city. Because while both of these have their own charm, their vibe, and their perks, they're very different places when you break it down. So let's put these cities side by side and do a little comparison to see what really matters. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which city, Greenville or Charleston, is best for you. All right, first up, let's talk about the vibe of these general cities. Charleston, we know, is always thought of being a historic town, an older town. Greenville, while it's been around for a while, you walk around downtown, you're gonna see a lot of new. Greenville is often described as a small town with big city perks. And as someone who has been here for their life, I can say that is so true. We have a very small town vibe. You're gonna see people you know all the time, but we have very big city perks, i.e. restaurants, nightlife if that's your thing, concerts, anything you need, we have it here. It's clean, it's organized, and there's a lot of new construction going on anywhere you go. Downtown area, can't beat it. Falls Park, can't beat it. Harris Mountain State Park in the middle of the city, you can't beat it. So it has everything modern that you need, but it does have a little slower pace of life. Now Charleston, on the other hand, it is one of the most historic cities in America, and the second you walk down Main Street in downtown Charleston, you realize that. It's old, but in a good way, and it's one of the most historic cities, like you said, in the US. Cobblestone streets, historic buildings, and everything you want. But because of that, Charleston also is gonna have a little bit more touristy feel than Greenville, South Carolina does. And that's a good thing, and that's a bad thing depending on what you want. So if you want something a little newer, maybe a little cleaner, a little organized, with a lot of perks, a little slower pace of life, Greenville might be your jam. But if you love history and you love the coast, Charleston might be the one for you right here. And now let's talk about something very important, as this could be a big factor in moving for lots of people, and that is cost of living. Number one, we're in South Carolina, so relatively speaking, Charleston and Greenville are still gonna be at least average as far as nationwide. We're not in California, all that good stuff. But in general, Greenville is far more affordable than Charleston. Housing, a lot cheaper. Here in Greenville, the rough average home sale price right now is right around $400,000. $400,000 on the coast of Charleston. Can you find something? You can, but it is gonna be super tough. So housing, a lot cheaper in Greenville. Let's go to rent, same thing. Charleston's gonna be more expensive, but it's not just housing where it's a little bit more expensive. You have food, you have gas, you have everything there. Gas, we're gonna be similar, but it's gonna be a little bit more expensive at the beach. Food, for sure, Charleston's gonna be a little bit more expensive than Greenville. And why is that? That just comes down to the fact that Charleston is a very touristy city. And so what do you get when you have a touristy city? You have tourists who are waiting to spend money. So the tourists don't mind paying that money, but hey, you're living there, guess what you get to do too? You get a lot of perks because, hey, it's a touristy city, so there's a lot of stuff to do. But it also comes with a little higher cost of living than, say, a Greenville area. So Charleston does have a little bit higher cost of living than Greenville. Let's talk about jobs for a second. Greenville, South Carolina versus Charleston, South Carolina. Which one of these really has the best employment opportunities? Well, here in Greenville, we have BMW, we have Michelin, we have GE, just to name a few giant companies. But we also have a lot of other mid-sized companies who have a big presence in downtown Greenville. Now in Charleston, you have Boeing, giant factory there. You also have MUSC, Medical University of South Carolina, sort of headquartered right there in central downtown Charleston. So that leads to a lot of medical opportunities and jobs there. So it really just depends on what type of job do you want. If you want to work in more of the automotive industry, hey, Greenville is your jam. If you want to be up flying high, aviation, hey, Charleston might be your jam. But in my opinion, I think job-wise, Greenville and Charleston both have great opportunities for a wide array of employers and employment, right? Both cities, especially Charleston, very touristy. So if you're looking to be a server in the hospitality world, Charleston's got that as well. But Greenville, have you heard all those rankings right that Greenville continues to get? Hey, one of the top 10 places to visit. Greenville also has, surprisingly, a lot of hospitality jobs as well. So in my opinion, Greenville, Charleston, job opportunities galore on both sides. You can't go wrong with jobs on either one. Now let's talk about one of my favorite things, and that's the weather between Greenville, South Carolina and Charleston, South Carolina. Which one of these truly wins? Well, let's start with Charleston. Charleston, we're on the coast, we're at the beach. It's number one right there. That just makes you smile, right? So here's what we know about Charleston. Does it actually get snow? It actually does amazingly. It doesn't get a lot of snow, but it happens. So does it have a winter? It does, but it is a very, very mild winter. In the summers though, right, we have the sunshine, but we also have a lot of humidity. Up in Greenville, one of the fun, very nice things about Greenville that I absolutely love is traditionally we have 4 true seasons. And what do I mean by that? I mean, summertime, we're gonna be hot. We're gonna be humid. It's gonna be an average of low 90s with 50 to 60% humidity each day, right? So it's gonna get hot. But to top that off though, we have fall and spring, which are just gorgeous, beautiful. You can see behind me right now, we are in green time spring right now. And so springtime and fall and heat in Greenville, it's almost no humidity, 70 degrees, 40 degrees at night. It is awesome. And winters in Greenville, even better, right? You're gonna get some cold weather. You're gonna get to put that fire and rock and roll beside it at night, enjoy that fire. And you may see a few snows a year or two, but it's not gonna shut you down. So weather, it all depends where you wanna be. If you like the beach, man, go to Charleston all day. But in my opinion, if you want 4 true seasons, Charleston, you may get a little bit, but almost yearly, you're gonna get 4 true seasons in Greenville, South Carolina. Well, let's talk about the great outdoors. Charleston versus Greenville. Again, we know that in Charleston, South Carolina, we have the beach. And what is better than the beach? There's not a lot better than the beach, right? Picture yourself out on the sand, laying out, enjoying that Atlantic Ocean. That is great. Up in Greenville, South Carolina, we have the Blue Ridge Mountains right outside our doorstep. And again, we talked about this before. We actually have Paris Mountain State Park directly almost in the city. It is 7 minutes from downtown Greenville. It has miles and miles of mountain biking trails. You can go hiking, you can trail run there. You can actually swim in the lake there, all that fun stuff. Also in Greenville, we also have the Swamp Rabbit Trail, right? A 20-mile rails to trail that takes you from southern mid-Greenville all the way up to Traveler's Rest. So both are awesome. Both have great outdoors. But in my opinion, if you want the outdoors, you get the best of both worlds here in Greenville, South Carolina. You have the mountains 30 minutes away, and you can hop in the car, travel down Interstate 26 and be at Charleston in 2 hours and 45 minutes. So both are great. If you want to be at the beach all year, Charleston's your jam. If you want to mix it up a little bit, have a little mountain fun and beach fun, you cannot beat Greenville, South Carolina. All right, last big thing. Let's talk about the daily life in Greenville compared to the daily life in Charleston. Both are continuing to increase in size. So what does that mean? That means there's gonna be a little bit more traffic in both cities. But to me, Charleston is awesome, but Charleston is super tough to get around. Unless you are directly in Charleston, you're gonna have some driving to do if you're trying to drive from, let's say, south of Charleston up to Mount Pleasant. Looks like it's only a 15-mile drive, but it may take you an hour to get there. Greenville, South Carolina, we have our fair share of traffic as well, but it's not too bad other than if it's the 8:30 traffic in the morning or 5 p.m. at night. As far as family friendly, both of these guys are gonna be great for families. Again, Charleston's gonna be a little bit more touristy vibe, which again, may be a good thing for you, may not. Both have great outdoor amenities you can get to, but they're gonna be a little hot in the summer, so make sure you have that pool membership. But both are great. Nightlife, again, I'm not a big nightlife guy, but again, if you're looking at true nightlife, my guess would be Charleston's got it up and down all day. Greenville's got it going on as well, so both are gonna be easy to find. Charleston's probably checked that back there. At the end of the day, which city is better? It really all depends on what you are looking for. Want affordability? You want mountains? You want a little quieter lifestyle? Hey, Greenville's your jam. You want beaches, nightlife? You want a historic coastal city? Well, Charleston's your jam. So either way, both of these cities are absolutely amazing, are rock stars for the state of South Carolina. And it just comes down to what fits your lifestyle. Now, if you're serious about making the move to South Carolina, especially Greenville, make sure to check out some of my other videos that we check out some homeowners who made the jump from Arizona to South Carolina, some house tours, neighborhood tours, best places to live, and other things to make sure that you do before you make the move here. Trust me, you want to make sure that you know all of this before you make the move to Greenville, South Carolina.